morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you and welcome back to the beta plans for return to play Vampire The Masquerade, the final nights. And in the last episode, we went to the Giovanni and, well, did a little search around their tombs. And there we found the uncurrent sarcophagus and the Voyage of the Mortar, but first we are, well, dealing with the uncurrent sarcophagus and a probably very eager prince.
My Wunderkind returns. In my entire court, I knew there was only one who could have succeeded in this task. Finally, the uncurrent sarcophagus is ours. Come, I've granted Beckett's request to study and document all the markings of the sarcophagus. You've met Beckett, haven't you? Let's go take a look inside and see what the commotion around the city has really been all about.
Before we do that, I do have a question, if I may be so bold. The fact of the matter is that I met with some resistance. A resistance that claimed there was an alliance between you and the Quajin.
What? Preposterous. No kindred would trust them, nor would they trust us. Did Jack tell you that? Because it sounds like you've been taken for a fool.
Actually, I was told this information by Quajin agents. There to either protect the sarcophagus, which I don't know why they would do that for the Giovanni, but well, I had to go through a few zombies as well, so I don't see how they've gotten there otherwise, or Quajin agents that wanted to steal it, which makes me also wonder how they knew the information at all. After all, weren't we and the Giovanni the only ones that knew where it was?
And you believed them? They've been trying to take over LA for years. It's a ruse, a falsehood, spread to undermine my rule and turn kindred against each other, thin our ranks. They are duplicitous, evil creatures. Did they not try to kill you?
Actually, yes, they did. That's indeed true.
Insurance. They lied to you in case you lived through the encounter. They hoped to create dissension in the ranks, rumors. It's a trick older than you or I.
Yes, indeed. It is the oldest trick in the book. Well, I guess I have no other course. You make a good argument. I believe you. Let's open the sarcophagus.
What have you assessed so far?
Unfortunately for the Heralds of Doom, it appears we won't be opening Pandora's box. The markings, as far as I can tell, are of Assyrian origin. An extraordinary piece, but nothing earth-shattering.
I see. Then there is no good reason why we shouldn't open it. Budge. Beckett, do you see any mechanism for the lid?
I haven't as yet had a chance to pore over it with my fine-tooth comb. I think I have one in my bag.
Why won't it open, Beckett? And you, I thought you said it looked as if it had been opened on the Dane. I want it open! You and Beckett, figure out a way to open it. I need to know what's inside. I have other matters to attend to. Come get me when a solution has been found.
Oh.
Ah, the depths to which I'll sink to prove others wrong. Young ones get so temperamental. Fortunately for Sebastian, is it? I'd already made up my mind to open the sarcophagus, if only to show the city that Gehenna, contrary to popular belief, has not begun.
Yes, he does seem quite eager to open it. When you have assessed it, there is nothing special about it. Might I actually ask, how do we open it? I assume it has something to do with the big gaping hole that was in front of the prince?
In the last few seconds, I've had very few epiphanies. I may be old, but I didn't build it. How knowledgeable are you on ancient Assyrian funerary constructs?
Well, I have to admit, there aren't any other unopened Assyrian sarcophagi in existence, so it's quite hard to have a reference.
Impressive. Maybe you'll let me borrow your library card. But honestly, even my own archaeological experience is of no assistance here. Fortunately for us, I know of someone who has distinguished himself in this field.
Ah, I see. And who might that be?
His name is Dr. Ingvar Johansen, a professor of archaeology from Norway. He was the one responsible for finding the sarcophagus, and as far as I know, the only authority on its origin and design.
Ah, so... Excuse me if I'm being a little upfront here, but why is he here?
Until yesterday, he could have been found in his suite at the Empire Hotel downtown. But when I stopped by earlier this evening, all I found was spilt coffee on a morning paper. Appears he's been abducted.
Well, isn't that lovely? Did you see anything out of the ordinary in this hotel suite that could give us a clue as to who has adopted him?
I detected the scent of myrrh.
Did I just say adopted?
Incense, which is usually burned in monasteries. Also, I found beach sand in part of a muddy footprint. Putting two and two together, I located a monastery near a beach in Malibu, where I believe hunters are holding Johansen captive.
Sorry for that remark, but I do think I actually say sent adopted. I of course meant abducted, but apparently your wisdom has already gained you the insight to know what I mean. Never mind, I understand. I am going off. But you figured all that out by sniffing around the room? I have heard of gangrel prowess, but that is a little bit above it.
Actually, there were two hunters on the roof of the building opposite the hotel who were positively delighted to tell me everything they knew, provided I stopped dangling them head first over the side.
I like your style. So, why are they actually going after an archaeologist? What possible use they have for him?
The hunters abducted Dr. Johansen for his own protection, or at least that's how they've justified it. He's being held by the Society of Leopold and used, quite ingeniously, as bait for Prince LaCroix's minions.
So... the way you're stating that last sentence, I get the eerie feeling that you're sending me out again. Please, do say it's gonna be we. Though I doubt it considering you're neutral and all that.
You'll have to go to the monastery and find a way into the tunnels beneath, where the hunters are holding Johansen. I'm afraid I can't accompany you, but then it's best you go alone. Too many of us might set them off, like fundamentalists on contrary opinion.
That is a statement I find a little odd. But I will take the liberty then to kill every last hunter in the place that I see.
I'd recommend no other course of action to the foolhardy. I wouldn't recommend walking. Certainly Sebastian's already provided cab fare. I'm sure he always spares no expense when archaeology is at stake.
Yes, I'm certain he won't. But before I go, I do have a few questions, if I may.
Excellent.
You know, tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been not very upfront with information, and to be honest, you are so in the thick of it. And I think it is about time you spilled the beans.
I've said quite a lot about myself already. I know even less about you than you do me. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
A lot of emphasis on it, huh? I see. But perhaps you're alright. Perhaps you feel, well, perhaps a little threatened by the fact that I, like yourself, consider myself somewhat of an intellectual.
I consider myself a seeker of reluctant information. Scholar sounds like academia. Ugh. How versed are you in the occult?
Let us lie about that one. I am not very much into it, though I am of the Tremere clan. I do not think that's exactly what you mean.
then you wouldn't know that Dracula, the fictional vampire of movie fame, was very real. His real name was Vlad Tepes, and he was a Jamisi, though he was not Sabat. By some accounts, he still lives into these nights. Unless you've got further questions, I'd really like to get back to looking at the sarcophagus.
Well, actually, I'll leave you to it. And I would return to the prince. I have a few questions for him as well. Yeah, Vlad Tepes, by the way, is a real fellow. Protected Transylvania from the Ottoman Empire. That is quite a defeat. Such a small country versus such a large one.
Did you find a way to open the sarcophagus?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about the fact that getting the sarcophagus back was quite an expensive ordeal. I hate to say it, but I use a lot of resources in order to acquire this artifact.
I can't have my protege looking plebeian, can I? You'll find I can be very generous towards those who serve me well.
Thank you so much, but if I may be so bold, I had to slink through sewers in Hollywood. Had to go all the way through Chinatown, which is Quajian territory, as you might know, and I had to fight a Tzimitzi.
Point made.
Thank you so much. I would say you've made a wise investment and a wise judgment the day you spared me. Now I believe it is time for me to pay off. Alright, let us go. I am thirsting for blood. I like craving it like nothing else. Dang nabbit. I do have some blood banks should we get into real trouble, but for now, actually, we could definitely use the odious challenge because, well, we have some hunter kills lying in our future. But alright. First, blood, then Fisher, because we do have an item that we stole from Giovanni. And to be honest, I always found that that mission didn't give as much experience as I think it should, because it's really hard to get something from the Giovanni, the Voce del Morte. And it seems like for such a late game quest, it gives like very little experience, which by the way is the full total sum of 1. Oh, it's ready. Such a lovely, lovely meal. Now I hope I'm not going to violate the masquerade, so I'm actually going to throw her away for a second. Yeah, nobody here. Okay, good. Let's go for seconds. Good! And let us get to the hospital. I'm jaywalking a little bit again, but yeah, I saw no copper. Besides, if I didn't jaywalk once in a while, I would be also suspicious of being too much of a goose shoes. To the what? What did I just say? Goody two shoes. Thank you very much, brain. Thou art scrambled yet again. I do not think thou art very helpful. Nay, I say, nay indeed.
Yes.
I actually have the last item you wanted me to acquire.
The Voce del Morte. The Giovanni never willingly share their secrets, and I've had little success infiltrating their strongholds. How did you obtain this?
Doesn't really matter. What matters is that I've procured it and we have a deal.
It will take some time to translate and unlock the secrets of this. I will have to move on from the city to evade any Giovanni seeking it. Take this. This will complete the terms we agreed to, and I think it is adequate compensation. It is the key of Alamut. It instills dread in those that would harm you, and makes it harder for them to strike you. Make no mistake, our dealings do not make us allies. If indeed we meet again, do not ask me for any favors. I will give you this final advice, however. Leave this city. These are its final nights. Discord looms heavy. I've felt this before.
And if we were Cinema Sins, we would now say roll credits. Because she just said these are its final nights. But seeing we are not Cinema Sins, we are gonna continue on. And, well, back to the seriousness. what discord are you talking of? You are not the first one to say this, but few have explained it. I think that is an adequate bonus.
In November of 1938, I was translating documents in Leipzig, Germany, written by a purported Crusades-era necromancer. There also, I felt a sense of impending chaos. Soon after was the Kristallnacht, the wellspring of a new world war.
I see. By the way, you pronounce it as Leipzig und Kristallnacht. For someone who has been there, you have had very little communication with the people. Then again, you do eat all the people you meet, don't you? Well, I'll take it into consideration. Goodbye. Alright, let us go up here. And by the way, for anyone who's going to correct me, I'm probably pronouncing the city name a little too Austrian and a little too Dutch at the same time. If I still have my Austrian accent. And if you're going to wonder, why the heck do you have an Austrian accent? You're not Austrian. Well, for those who haven't watched some of my vlogs, or for instance the Q&A video that I did, I lived for a year in Vienna, and at the beginning they all said, "Ah, du bist Niederlander," or "You are Dutch," and that is correct, because, well, we have a heavily accented German, and, oh, it certainly has returned a little bit. But at the end of the thing, they always said, "Wo kommst du dann von her? Where do you come from?" Because my accent was so freaking weird, it was like a mixture of Austrian German and Dutch German, and it made no sense to no one. It made sense to no... No, it made no sense to no one. That's actually correct. I'm now battering my own brain with my over needlessly complicated sentences. Perhaps I should just dumb down my videos. You know, just to make myself understand what I'm saying. So, Ooh, $400. Actually, by the way, I was told about this, and actually that person is right, and I am wrong, and that person already knows that I am wrong, and that I am a silly person. But anyways, $400. You know where we get $400 from at random? From hacking shit. This was the amount that we got from hacking into the internet cafe. So that's nothing to do with my high haggle, as I, well, theorized. It has to do with that I am just sending money to this place. I would have not done that in the real life, because then they could trace it where they are sending it to. Put it to a bank account with no traceable owner. Or perhaps I shouldn't give you criminal advice. You might actually think that I am criminal.
Master?
Oh, you have nothing to say to me? I'm surprised, to be honest. Email, we have two of them. Cheap Rolex. Ain't the only stuff that we got, man. We got much harder, much deadlier stuff, you know? And like all quality LA proprietors, we got new stock in all the time, so check it out from Larry. Right, let's delete that before the cops see it. And another spam from a friend. The success of a campaign is weighed by the commitment of your opponent. I do not know, but I do know that you are starting to bother me. We're gonna get out of here. Do we still have anything to sell, or do we need to drop? I kinda like to keep my inventory clean, you know? Yeah, let's get rid of that. That is pointless, and all of these are good. By the way, Key of Alamut gives us 1 bonus to all soak feats, which are actually basically the things that keep us protected. Now, I don't have like a lot of bullets right now, but we are soon to going to get way more bullets than you could ever wish for. Nonetheless, I think it is time to visit Mercurio. After all, he said he would get his hands on some very valuable equipment. And I wouldn't want to disappoint myself. Of course, we're going to keep some money for buying books, because money is power, because power, it can buy you knowledge, and knowledge is power, so study hard and be evil. Yeah, that's actually a saying. Knowledge is power. Study hard, be evil. As well as, what is it again? Power corrupts, but absolute power is absolute lovely, or something like that. Yes indeed, away from here. Oh, I hit the other one, but that doesn't really matter. Santa Monica. So, yeah, Mercurial, weaponry, top notch, and then I think it is time to go to the Society of Leopold, because I don't think we have any other quests open and of any interest to us. Yeah, that one is there. Missing data, of course, but we haven't increased our inspection because we haven't increased our perception just yet. Is on our to-do list, but with this experience amount of points, I kind of want to get my last level of diamond on, as you may understand. Hopefully it works, because if these two things don't do me anything, I'm going to get my money back. Because... yowza, would I be disappointed if the level 4 and 5 ability of the body would seem to work? And I installed even the patch. There was a patch for this game that made presence not work in the way it should. But that definitely worked, so no idea what's up.
Picked up a status 15 this morning. Cleaned, oiled, and just waiting to put a hole through something. You interested?
I just might see it. Spas. We have our own combat shotgun. But the fire rate is still low. But the reload speed is fast, which is amazing. Its lethality is actually slightly lower than the single fire shot. But what we want is this. Flamethrower. Thank you. We will spend the money on that. We don't need a spas in that case, I believe. This is going to be all the firepower that we need for now. Exit. And you know what? We might actually pick up a spas at the location that we're heading. Because normally you could find all kinds of good goodies around there. Also among which were, for instance, the book on guns. So I hope they have replaced that with... well, actually I hope they've replaced it with a sniper rifle. A Remington M7080 is what you can get in this game, I think. M780. Might be another gun. No, but it is a Remington, I'm sure of that. Well, you know what? I am looking forward to getting some blood from some unexpected Leopold people.
Where to?
Well, drive and I'll tell you where the mood hits me. Let us go to the Society of Leopold and scout out the surroundings. Hello. Now, and this is where Obscavate is going to shine once again. And this one I like some... oh wow, we just took another big hit of using our powers, but this is why I like Obscavate 2 already so much. The fact of the matter is that with Obscavate 2 you are already so well protected against being detected. And yes, I'm using blood buff here, so now I have a higher chance to grab people. I should be careful with that guy, by the way. He's standing out there with a sniper rifle.
Greetings, Commander. Greetings, soldier. Anything to report? The Gladius Day has told us to keep a sharp eye. He thinks we may have some visitors this evening. Of course, sir. My duty, as always, is to protect the Brotherhood. All seems quiet for now. Good, good. Did he mention, what kind of visitors, sir? The only kind that matters, soldier. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Carry on.
Got a little lucky there, to be honest. Didn't realize my Obscavate was about to end, and this guy actually noticed. So I need to stand still here for a moment. I kinda hope to get this guy. There we go. And this... oh. This is how you kill the Society of Leopold. Oh, stealthy-like. Can we get to this guy, I wonder? I think he will be close enough to the door that I won't be able to silently kill him, but I might be able to There we go. Ah, good drinking. Now isn't that pleasant? He was close enough that if I drained from him that I didn't think the guards on top would notice, and they indeed didn't do so. So that is awesome. Oh. Whoa! Patrol. They're getting smarter. I don't want the Society of Leopold smarter, I want them better. Which I know isn't a word. This is going to be a tricksy one, to be honest. Because that guy doesn't seem to have any place where you can kind of silently kill him. Oh. You have a short window, I think, to take one of these guys out. And they're wearing one of the guns that I would like to get my hands on. It's quite precise. It's called a stir. Or stir? I don't actually rightfully know what the name of it is. Stir AOG. Darn, he moved again. Well, I think I'm gonna sit here for a moment. Wait until they return to their positions. Now I wonder if it's still beneficial to do all of this. And what I mean by that is, yeah, he is really restless, this guy. What I mean by that is that, well, you used to be able to get in books. There is, however, also a way to get inside here stealthily like, and I have actually already passed it. Where the goal of the torches, you can actually go a little further than her, and you will come to an edge, a chasm, or perhaps better to say, or a cliff. That's probably the best term for it. There is a one-way trip with a rusty old ladder, and if you take that, well, you can go down into a broken sewer pipe. There's the other guy. I gotta wait now for him to be less alert for me before I continue. Though on the other hand, he's standing there in a very nice position, to be honest, to silently kill, I think. Because he's out of sight of the guy on the other side of the rock. And he's not being guarded by anyone else, so thank you very much and goodbye. There we go. We have a stirrer. Og A1. And now it's time to kill this dude. Ooh! I'm fast on the draw, buddy boy! And with my excavate ending and the gods, oh, about half of them killed, I say, let us continue with the slaughter in the next episode. I say thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty. You are the next beauties that I'm gonna visit. Bye-bye.